Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to some more Old Admiral. Picking up where we left off, trying to see if we can't get the stubborn Russians to accept a peace treaty. We'll see. Oh, we're going to start us off with a nice little fight here. Fantastic. Oh, man. I do not have high hopes for this Russian light cruiser, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have a feeling it's a little hopeless for them unless they immediately kind of have turned around. But which it does not look like they did. They may be trying to do it now. It's a little late if that's what they're trying to do now, but we'll see. It looks like maybe they're trying. But slow turning, I guess, maybe. Not 100% sure. Now, with that early engine damage, that's gonna. I won't quite say destroy their ability to get away, but I mean they weren't exactly faster than our battleships to begin with, so yeah, does not get them in a good position. Okay, it does not want to let me just easy do things, so. I will say I'm going to try and keep my torpedo boats out of this one just because there's not really a whole lot for them to be doing. I'm not putting torpedo boats up against a light cruiser if I can help it, so. I don't know about you guys, but I do enjoy watching the shells come in, trying to guess which ones are going to hit, which ones won't. Oh, that was a good hit. A little extra flooding to slow them down a little bit more. I'd say extra flooding. Some flooding. I'm going to slow my light cruisers down just a little bit to give them a little extra accuracy here. And that's starting to pay off now. The flooding is going a little bit faster than I anticipated, so I'm not sure. Maybe one more flooding hit somewhere, and then would potentially sink this thing. I'm not obviously able to guarantee that kind of thing, but I think we're doing a pretty darn good job. .5 inches. 5-inch guns are doing some good damage. We'll stay out of their torpedo range. Don't see a reason to give them a lucky shot. Ooh, and that, we'll see where that flooding is, but that may be the end. Oh, well, that's definitely the end right there. Blow turrets off and all sorts of good stuff. So, all right, we're starting this episode off with the bang, and that's fantastic. Not a lot left in this Soviet Navy. So that is fantastic. All right, let's see if we can peace treaty out with them. We'll see. it'd be good. Then we could redesign or get a better design on some heavy cruisers. Hey, there we go. Tell you, I really would have preferred to get Northern Finland, but they're not saying we can. And I don't think I want anything deep into them that we could get. So we'll just say, you know what, we want the money. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And that is good news. That is very good news. Because this is going to let us bring our fleets home. And yeah, we're over by about 18.5 million. No, that's actually not super terrible for us. Not amazing, but it's not as terrible as it sounds. Because as soon as this gets done building, that's going to be a nice chunk off of our overage. And I'm going to go ahead and scrap 2 of our long overdue battleships. And just right there, that was like 5 million between the 2 of them. So we're doing okay. I'm also going to look at getting rid of some of our older light cruisers, ones that we don't want anymore. Just because they're outdated, both in terms of technology and in fleet capability. So that brings us down to just over 10 million extra a month. We can eat that without too much issue, especially with those war reparations we just got. So, certainly not upset about that. So, and then again, we can come in and find some of these older battleships. I don't know if we have any older battleships right now, other than the Frith. So, but we'll slowly start bringing some of these older light cruisers out and scrapping those. So, bring things back to port, and yeah, we're going to be doing just fine, I think. And the other thing we're going to do, well, first let me kill this music. It is definitely distracting. Okay, so what I was saying is we'll get this these light cruisers all back in. We'll get our old ones put away. We're gonna start designing a new cruiser as soon as that our month ticks over. I think, or maybe you actually give it a couple of months for these rangefinders and internals. Um, but yeah, I mean, we'll start updating our fleet again. Okay, it's a new light cruiser size. I was kind of hoping for something in the heavy cruisers, but you know what? I'm not going to worry too much about it because I know we did just have where we can go up to 7,000 tons on our heavy cruisers not that long ago. So that's fine. 4 months for these internal protections. And where is that? Maybe another 4 months after, but 8 months is a long time. So probably just wait the 4 months and let our research for the internal protections go and get a new heavy cruiser. So there's that. Rangefinders, they can be more accurate. That's fantastic. We just slowly taking out these older ships. I say slowly, we don't have a lot of them left, but take out the ones we can. And then we'll do another big sweep here in a little bit with our heavy cruisers once we start getting those close to the end of their production when they start rolling off the line. So and one thing we can do, so we just won a war, right? Now would be a good time for us to look at the politics again and see where, not just where we are at, which thankfully we're not at the bottom, but start looking towards whether or not we want someone specific for a friend. We've got two options right now that I see. We can start pushing for friends with like Britain, France, people that are close to us in terms of geography that we don't want to fight right now. We can start looking long term. So someone like Japan over the Chinese, right? That would be potentially a good idea. Or we could look at something like, again, long term, like the United States. I'm going to lean a little bit towards more long term, mostly because I know that long term, we're almost certainly going to have to get into a war with either France or Great Britain. Not because we inherently have to, but with our positioning with, France basically on one side, England between us, and then England on the other side, we really don't, in some ways, have a lot of choices about fighting one or the other. We don't have to fight Britain if we fight France. We don't have to fight France if we fight Britain. Well, we're gonna, I think, eventually have to fight one of them. So I'm just gonna kind of play those a little open and try and get someone who we're probably not gonna have to fight in the immediate future. Which is also not to say we'll have to fight Britain or France in the immediate future. Just, it's something that we need to be aware is coming. Alrighty. So we they said I thought it said Japan took Portugal. No, they took something that belonged to Portugal out here or something. Um, the Chinese are no longer Imperial China or something. I'm not 100% sure. Honestly, I was talking, flapping my gums rather than paying attention. Shame on me. But there's the last of our old battleships and light cruisers gone. We've got 4 of these bigger battleships down, and I think it's a good time to update our heavy cruisers. It's early still in 97, but if you look at our ship designs, these are 5 years out of date. That's a long time. We can't guarantee we'll have super amazing, better things, but it's almost a guarantee that we'll be able to have a much, much better ship. And we'll drop that just a tiny bit. Alrighty. Now, I don't know about everyone else. I am a massive proponent of having the biggest, best things that I can put on my ship, unless there is a reason for me to do it in another place. Like, for instance, if I can't have 2 of the very best, but I could have 4 of like the second best on funnels or something, I'll go with second best. That just makes it where I'm able to do a little bit more with my ship and get it better equipped. And I'm all for getting things done well. Alrighty. Let's get some armor on this girl. She's underweight, and we want to get her where she is not going to just flip over and die at a mean look. And I am a firm believer that a ship that has more armor is going to be doing better than a ship with less armor. Even if that makes her a little slower, I'm okay with that. Generally, because I'm not going to run out of shells before I run out of health in most cases. And so when I can prevent myself from having to worry as much about damage, I'm more willing to get my ships into combat. Maybe that's silly, but it's kind of the way I think about it. Just gives myself a little bit of wiggle room to survive a battle, and ships that survive get a fight again. So, all right, this is the new Steer class, Steyr. If any of you are German or speak German fluently, please let me know. I don't speak German. I don't pretend to speak German. So yeah, that's going to be our new heavy cruiser. 4 9-inch guns, 8 3-inch guns as secondaries, and then an additional 8 3-inch guns as our I don't even know what you call them, where it's the like tertiary guns. Anyway, and should give us a decent amount of protection against torpedo boats, and enough guns to like be able to be a serious problem for heavy cruisers and light cruisers as well. So that's my thought. If you have different thoughts, I'm always open to hearing them and maybe trying them out. So that's that. And with that, I'm not going to immediately put them in production, just because we are building 10 light cruisers. I want to get those done. And we've got 6 months, so we'll put them in basically right at the end of 97. And yeah. And yeah, we'll get going. And as you can see, the United States is slowly starting to build up in here. That's fantastic for us. And I say that because I think Spain, maybe Italy, but maybe Spain might be our next target. Partly because Spain is really kind of behind the curve here in terms of what they can do with their tech. And we're going to want to take advantage of that, maybe gobble up some of Spain. I know Spain really likes us. I don't know why, but I don't like them particularly within this game. They're not a very useful ally. So, yeah, it's an interesting choice. For now, I am going to keep trying to push Japan towards friendship. Part of that is going to be that would give us an ally in any fights in the Pacific against Spain. And while, yes, obviously mainland Spain and mainland Germany would then not have anyone on German side to support against Spain. Again, their tech disadvantage and that uphill battle to get that tech is definitely one that I think favors us. So we'll work on that and slowly push Spain kind of away from friendship. And in fact, we'll take that first crack right here. And yeah, so we're getting close to being done with our next round of shipyards, which will be fantastic because that should finish either right before or right at the same time that our current round of light cruisers do, which means we'll have more money to put into heavy cruisers. We'll leave it there. As always, comments, tips, suggestions are welcome in the comment field, and I will see you guys next time. Dragonheart, signing off.